So you can't talk about hitting with youth players without considering grip. And this video is going to be really important because if you're here and you have a player that drags the bat, casts the bat, has a long swing, chances are they're not engaging the bat correctly. And so we're going to look at the top hand arm first and how it engages. And it's really important because it's the closest thing to the barrel. So what you're going to see with kids when they hold the bat is you're going to see a very passive top hand arm. And what I mean by passive is not just the fact that the grip is wrapped, but when you look through the forearm, I'm sorry, through the back of the top hand, through the wrist, and through the forearm, there's a straight line. There'll be sometimes like this, but you always see this bowing this way, right? So what that shows you is the muscle groups that we really need to help drive with the top hand arm are disengaged altogether. So there should be a feeling of this little inset here that you see in the back of my wrist. So this is bowing that way, right? And then here's this position. And typically when you tell players just to hold the bat with one hand, put it on their shoulder, and then just pick it up, you'll see that their palm naturally faces the right direction. And that's really important considering when kids hold bats, they have the palm facing towards their body or down to the ground or all kinds of weird stuff. So you want to first focus on making sure that the palm is in the right direction, and that typically takes care of all of this. Now, I'm not a big fan of, I don't like elbow up, but I want to have a position where I'm going to have the muscles that I need to help drive with the top hand arm engaged. And these muscles, whenever you see the correct grip here and the proper set, you're going to see that these muscles are available. When you go here, those muscles are no longer available. This is why I always say kids have a passive grip. Usually people will say wrapped grip, but I consider this top hand is not going to do anything if it's bowed this way. So when we fix that, we're good to go, okay? And from here, I just simply have the kid, if I can get this right, then I can simply add the bottom hand. And I typically don't have a lot of rules for bottom hand grip, especially for young players. But I think that if you're ever going to have the whole hand on the bat, you're probably going to do that in the bottom hand. The top hand is probably going to be the lighter of the two, and maybe the one where we'll put it in the pad and our fingertips or something like that. But I think if you've got a player that's younger than 12, if you just get the palm direction right, if they have the bat a little bit heavy in their hand, that's okay. As they grow, they may shift that a little bit, right? But their hands aren't very big. So that's what we're looking for. And then ultimately, for all of the drills that we're going to be doing in the program, we're always going to be trying to get the knob of the bat to the catcher.